Hey guys, what's up? Surf here. We got a last minute tweet from Smårs. Last minute, as we know, we're getting the trailer tomorrow morning. And in this tweet, we got another catapulting video, this time in the mountains from elevation, wearing the feather cape. Here in the first frame, we see our catapult character. Appears to be wearing the feather cape. Noticing one damage being taken, which is very interesting. Frost resistant cape in the mountains, but we'll come to that at the end of the video. Let's just do a little frame by frame here, see what we can see. He's jumping up on the catapult. He's gonna put something on it. He's gonna launch. Here we see the first somewhat clear image. It is Twitter, which I believe they only allow us to view at 720. But this to me looks like it could be a new staff. The shaft looks a little different than the current fire staff or protection staff. And it looks like a little bit of an X or a plus handguard here at the top. Let's go a little bit further. And here we get our second clear image of the staff at a slightly different angle, a little closer. You can see the X plus handguard there. And looks like a little flatter red gem maybe. And you can see the shaft for the staff here. Not looking as curvy or as much of that Yeegisil wood shape to it, I would think. So I'm pretty sure this is a new staff. It's hard to say again because the resolution being bad on X. But I still think we can see clear enough to see that it's a new staff. Let's continue forward here. I'm going to go a little faster because there wasn't much else I saw on this. I'm going to go ahead and link this in the description as well so you can watch the video yourself. Crossing a little ocean here. Coming into the Black Forest. I'm going to let it play. A big note here is when he hit the tree, it stopped his movement and began the slow fall, but I didn't see any impact damage from that, which is great. Continuing to fall here, you can see his armor a little bit clearer. We'll start going a little frame by frame. To me, this definitely looks like the new caster armor, the new caster light armor. Get a couple more angles here. And then he shows the distance in which he travels. But let's go back to the beginning for this damage here, right? So I'm going to let it play. He's still taking damage. He's still taking damage. So it reminds me of when you first go into the mountains and you're taking that damage from the cold. And but he's wearing the feather cape, so he shouldn't be taking any frost damage. But he's also not wet, which used to be a thing, which isn't a thing anymore, of where if you were wet in the mountains you would take damage. He doesn't look like he's wet, so I don't think that's what we're seeing here. But if you're watching the damage, you're also seeing that frost speck come off, right? And the damage will stop at the same time that frost speck comes off. So let me show you what I think we're looking at here. Hold on a second. Give me a second. So let's think back to the root harness where you had the resistance of pierce, but you were also weak to fire. Right? So I'm thinking this new mage armor must have a weak to frost. And the cape is only able to compensate for it somewhat. Just like the root harness, even if you had fire resistance on, be it the Fenris gear or the fire resistance potion, it doesn't negate all the damage. It only negates some of it. So I'm going to assume that it also has a positive to it, which is, most likely fire, right? Maybe it's resistant to fire but weak to frost, or it could be something totally different. It doesn't have to be resistant to fire. So that in itself brings up two curious thoughts. Are we going to see an enemy with frost damage in the Ashlands? Are we going to need frost resistant potions to counteract any additional damage? Considering if we're, we already know there's a new cape, so if it doesn't continue to have frost resistance on it, we might need frost resistance. It also makes me think, what about going to the deep north with this gear? Are we going to have to revert back to our previous mage gear to go into the deep north? Or just, again, use frost resistance potions? Meads. I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of that would explain this damage. I'm really curious to know what other people are coming up with. Do you agree? Do you have a different idea? Let me know in the comments. Thanks, guys. Till next time, surf out.